I'm at the Narathiwat Ceylon intersection, and as you can see, I'm just about to enter ITF Tower 2. And the reason for that is that the Thai Gem and Jewellery Institute is here. Many of you want to actually check your jewellery. Many of you maybe want to see books, find out what the jewellery is all about. And you probably, if you're foreigners here, want to know some tips as to where to buy, what is the value, and much, much more. This is the place you come, the Thai Gems and Jewellery Institute. Join with me. So, let's go in and meet the director and find out what it's all about. Sawadee-ka.
Sawadee-ka, Dr.
You've been here how long now?
I've been here since 4 of August, so almost 1 year and 2 months.
Time goes quickly, doesn't it?
Very fast.
It's interesting because the Thai Gems and Jewellery Institute has been established for a long time. But what you've actually got here, you've got a museum, you've got a library, you've got people testing jewellery. So anything that anybody wants to know about jewellery, they come to you.
Yes, correct.
And that means both traders and the public?
Yes, because our clients, we have both consumer in Thailand and also for the export trader. But mostly of the more than 50% that come to certify stone, gemstone and also precious metal.
As well?
Yes, as well. Also for jewelry. So we did it for the people who did the certificate for export.
If I actually buy a piece of jewellery in Thailand,
yes,
and I want a certification because at some time in the future I may need to insure it, I may need to sell it, do you also do it for the individual?
Yes, for the individual people. Mostly of that, when we say about the domestic, the expat that is in our country, come into our country, mostly they will buy the stone that is from the retail shop, maybe in the department store, or maybe sometimes they come to the Gem and Jewellery Village that is at the Jewellery Trade Center or on Ceylon Road or Mahesak Road. But mostly of all of the traders in this village, they also use the certificate of our institute to something that is for ensure when they buy and sell the stone. But sometimes they can use another certificate from another laboratory as well, because there are many laboratories in Thailand, both for the private lab. There are maybe around 10 private labs.
Are there?
Yes.
Now, what do you charge for the public that come in and want a certificate for their jewellery? How do you charge them?
Yeah, because mostly for the charge, as we are the National Gem Testing Laboratory, belong to the government under the Ministry of Commerce. So the charge, the fee of the certificate is very cheap. Yeah, because mostly of the certificate that we do we have so many varieties of the certificate.
Yes.
But for the full report, we charge around 1,500 baht.
Okay, so it's a very reasonable figure to actually feel comfortable about what you're doing, what you've bought and what your potential is to purchase. Can we go inside please, Kun Maluan, to have a look at you've got the library on the first floor.
Yes.
Let's go and take a look. You'll be very impressed with the volume of books and the variety of information that's available here. Join us. So we're now in the library. A lot of books here, but is it difficult to actually get books? Because, there's just amazing. Look at this one here, the complete costume history of costume jewellery and the like. But when I go to a bookstore, it's not always easy to see books on jewellery.
Yes.
I see you've got Sotheby's auction books and goodness knows what. This is a really comprehensive range. Difficult to put together?
Yes, because mostly of our library, I can say that we are the only one in Thailand that we have the Gem and Jewellery Library, because we have divided our book into many sections.
You talk about also in the design and in the making. Apart from what we talked about your services that you offer, you've got the library, we're going to go shortly into the museum, but you also have training classes, don't you?
Yes, because we have a training center, Gem and Jewellery Training Center on the 3rd floor.
And this is to teach just Thai people, or any nationality can come along?
We have both. For international, we also have, we are at the Allied Teaching Center with the FGA from England. And yes, and also we have a contact with the HRD in Belgium. So these two courses we open once a year. But we are going to launch our Gem and Jewelry International course at the beginning of 2013.
Good.
So this is a very, very good international course, because we are lucky that we sit in the Gem and Jewelry Village. So our students can go around and can have experience.
I have to say that this museum is very big, but also it's so tall, this building. Was this actually pre-planned, or you actually had to redesign it?
This is exist. This is the exist of this building.
Right.
Because we just moved, not just moved, we moved
A year ago.
We moved from the Faculty of Science at that time to this place. And we are lucky because we can convince the government that is the importance of the museum. So we move here. We buy this building.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
So
we
not purchased?
We purchased this building. And then because of this building on the second floor, they have a very, very high ceiling.
Yes, indeed.
So we try to figure it out that is this area should be a museum.
It's very impressive.
Yes.
How many, it's open to the public?
Yes, it open to the public and also open to the tourists, because we have already put the name of our museum to the Tourist Authority of Thailand, and also mostly of the students from the university and from the secondary school. They come to learn something that is a learning center for the minerals, for the gemstones, because in our museum we divided into 5 or 6 sections. That is when you walk, when you enter the door at the entrance, you will see something that is like the start of the gem and jewelry. That is
the raw stone, as it were.
Yeah, for the mining of ruby and sapphire, and also in the right hand side, you will see some varieties of gemstone that is we start with the corundum. That is our major product.
Yes. I noticed that you have Prince William here and his bride. Is that because they actually had sapphires?
Yes.
So that's how you introduce it, to make it interesting also.
Yes.
About the sort of stones that you're using and who's actually buying these stones.
Yes, because we use them as like a brand, something that is otherwise people doesn't know that is blue sapphire. This is
the agate, no?
This is something that is the museum piece. We call a museum piece because it is a crystal of amethyst that has a palagenesis with calcite and with something that we call is an agate.
How did you put this collection together? Has it been over a number of years, or you actually had to get more pieces?
Yes, but this piece we borrow from Agatha company, because this is so expensive. We doesn't have enough money to pay.
It was either buy the building or buy the Agatha.
Yes. Yeah, so I think this comes from Uruguay or some
Oh,
place
really?
there. And it's
stunning. So this is a white jade, right? You call it the white jade?
Right, it's a white to light green jade. This is from Myanmar.
Myanmar?
Yeah. This Buddha, this is we bought from Myanmar long time ago. That is like the ask them to make the craftsmanship.
This is diamonds. Is it this one here?
This
No,
is
it's
no.
it's not diamonds.
Not diamond. Oh, you have a very good eye. Yeah, this.
I have a good eye for diamonds.
This is to show the cutting of the diamond. That is it is synthetic.
Yes. This is quite interesting, isn't it?
Yes, this is the piece of the what we call is for the cutting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you see, this is for the cutting jewelry. That they has something that is like that we call it the dop. This dop, you put jewelry at the dop, and then you put on the wheel, on the cutting wheel, And this is the something that is like a present that they give to the first, the first president of Thai Gem and Jewelry Trader Association.
Okay, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
What a great design.
This is the real gold, and this is the malachite.
Malachite.
Yeah.
So you see, when you actually come to the museum, you can actually see every type of stone possible. You can actually see the way of cutting. You can see everything that you really need to know, and perhaps you'd like to bring your jewellery with you to actually check the value. Now, that leads me to the question that all expats ask, and that is, look, we go to a jewellery house. If they're tourists, they're taken by bus, so they hope it's okay. If they're people that live here, somebody recommends they go to a jewellery shop and whatever, they pay a sum of money. Once they bought it, then they have to go and get the assessment, but you have to buy it first. And then what they find is the assessment of the piece is much less than what they paid for it. Are you get involved in that process at all, or you say, this is another area?
Yeah, it is in another area, but anyway, I can have some suggestions for the expat. Because most, there are no, for the evaluation of the price, for the color stone, we don't have.
Right, okay.
All over the world, we don't have.
There is no evaluation?
No evaluation, something that is that they don't have the standard price.
All color stones?
All color stone, because that doesn't like diamond. You have a lapper pot. Yes. That is you can check the price. But for color stone, I think because the nature of the color stone, we have so many dimensions.
Yes,
so
different colors,
different color, different tone, different hue, so many things. So we can say exactly for the standard price, we don't have all over the world. So in this matter, I think mostly of this is always the question that I have been frequently asked.
Yes.
But anyway, for buying and buying, mostly for the expat that is want to buy in the stone, we also use something that is called color stone grading, that is 4 C's with the color, quality, cutting, and color. Yeah, so this is something that is we have to take into account. Yeah, but we don't have
there's no standard across the world.
Yeah, no standard across the world. But people that want to buy stone, I think first question that you should ask, it is a real stone. Okay, it is a natural or synthetic, first question. And mostly if for ruby, sapphire, or any semi-precious stone, you have to ask for enhancement. That you have to ask, this stone is treated or untreated. Is is heating or unheated? And the third question that is you have to ask, that is this stone is maybe for ruby and sapphire now. They ask a lot for the origin. That is a ruby, this from Myanmar, from this. So this is all the question that you should take into account and you should know about it.
Pardon my ignorance, the heated and unheated stone, what is the difference?
The heated, because normally if I just consider for the ruby, sapphire, and fancy sapphire, that is mostly is unheated. It's a heated because I can say that is maybe only 5 or 10% of those gemstones is unheated. So for the heated stone, this is if we have a heated stone and we disclose to the consumer, they will all accept, right? So for heated stone and unheated stone will get a higher price.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Finally, if you want any information, please call the Gem and Jewellery Institute. We'll also put a number on the screen for you so you know how you can make contact. Always what you say is beware, buyer beware. Make sure that you do your homework first. Check out where, in fact, check out 1 or 2 jewellers. Just don't go to the one. Look at the various prices and ask those questions.
Yes.
You actually have huge events on here in Thailand. Twice a year you have the Gem and Jewellery Fair. There's another 3rd Gem and Jewellery Conference coming up in 2012 in December.
Yes.
And you also cover Cambodia.
or excursion.
Excursion.
Yeah.
So this is, if you want to get involved with this, for those of you watching the program who think, I'd like to know more, you can actually come to the Gem and Jewellery Conference, learn more, and then go across and to Cambodia and see the gems and the jewellery there too.
Yeah, we go both to see mining in Canterbury and then pass forward to the mining in Cambodia.
Let me tell you, I've done it. It's very, very worth the trip. So the Gem and Jewellery Institute, if you want to know anything about your gems, this is where you come, and I'm sure that the Kunwilla One's team will actually help you in every way they can. Thank you very much. Khop khunนะคะ.
Even though chemical research here in Thailand is very modern, it's not often we get invited into the lab to see some of these latest innovations. Well, today I have a few surprises for you, so don't go anywhere. We find nanotechnology pervading our daily lives more and more. From fabrics to computers, washing machines to medicine, these tiny particles are making a big hit. You have some very exciting work being done on a very tiny scale. Maybe to give the viewers some idea about how small, we're talking about the nanoparticle. What does that term indicate?
Yeah, actually when we talk about for the nanoparticle, the size should be about lower than 100 nanometer. And actually when we go to this project, why I interested for nanoparticle, because I would like to use the nanotechnology technique to prepare the nanoparticle and put some the turmeric oil inside. And because of the turmeric oil is not stable when we formulate some like a cosmetic product, so that's why we try to put the turmeric oil inside the capsule.
So what is the benefit of using a nanoparticle versus perhaps a more conventional process?
Yeah, because in conventional process, we directly use the turmeric oil, and when you, for example, you formulate for the creams, sometimes when you put on the shelf life, it's not long shelf life. So we think that if we can put the turmeric oil inside the capsule, it can avoid for the instability problems. And at the same time, if we reduce the size of the capsule to become the nanoscale, so when we produce like a skincare product, so when we apply on the skin, so it will be easily to penetrate inside the skin. Yeah.
Now, looking at some of the things here, it's not visible. So small, you cannot see with your eye.
No, we cannot see by eye. Yeah.
So how are you able to test your results to know how small, how efficient your process is?
Yeah, actually it have the machine like for nano sizer machine to check the size, and this one we just make like a solution like this, and inside we expect that it will have the nanoparticle or nanocapsule inside, and when we put in the machine, it will be directly to check how many size of the nanoparticle, and at the same time we also check the image by using AFM and also for the TEM.
You're testing using turmeric oil.
Yes.
Is this process also applicable to other types of oils or other types of compounds?
Yeah, actually the turmeric oil, this one is seem like the model drug, and if we can success in this process at the end, so some researcher would like to do with other oil, they also can apply this process also as well.
Nanoparticles will see widespread use in a range of industries. Cosmetics in particular will benefit from this new technology to provide longer shelf lives and greater control over time-release formulas. Nanoparticles, just another example of Thai innovations paving the way for future applications worldwide. I'm going to finish my little dangerous experiment here in just a second, so I'll have to catch you next time.